Hello everyone, and welcome back to another live stream. Your hosting guide, Zollin Ironshield. That moment you realize your mic is off. Alright, hello everyone, welcome back. Today we were going to be playing some more of the Legacy of Morgoth expansion. Very excited to play a little bit today. Alright, we're gonna have so much fun. My brain is just slightly still waking up. I had a long day yesterday. We had lots of fun, and we also did some with my family yesterday as well. Right after those streams, so it was a very long, like 12-hour day. But I'm very excited to play a little bit of Lord of the Rings Online here with Legacy of Morgoth. Welcome everyone to the stream. It's fun to be able to do something on Sunday still for you guys, because usually in the past I didn't always stream on Sunday. And I can't always promise I will. Sometimes I have other things and other commitments. But it is fun to be able to stream on Sunday just for an hour or two, just to kind of chill and have fun. Some people can only make it on Sundays, so it's pretty fun thing to do. So here we are. We're in the small village of Iridir, or Iridir. I don't know how you say it. I'll figure it out sooner or later. But look at that beautiful, the mountains. I love the mountains in the new Umbar area of near Harad, I should say. We're kind of away from Umbar now. But yeah, we got that giant, crazy, huge bridge right there. And this is the little village here. And what we're going to be working on is I'm going to voice over the chapter quest, but the other ones will just kind of fly through. I've got my morning voice a little bit, so we'll see what I can do there with the chapter quest. But we're just going to have fun. We're just going to basically do some questing, hang out. I'll answer any questions you guys have. You always leave a comment if you're not here live, you're watching later. I always try to answer the comments too, and we'll have some fun today. I need to do one thing here with the chat real fast, just so I can see you guys' chat. Forgot to switch this. There we go. Perfect. All right, we're set. Double check the audio. Yes, we are good. Except I realized, yeah. There we go. Now the audio will be a little more balanced for you guys. Alright, we're off. So, the first quest here is we got to defeat some bandits. Also, I'm going to turn down that light because it is just blinding my right eye. There. We're going to go with that for my eye. Yeah, oh, so much better. I was like, why is my right eye watering so much? Okay, it's that light. It's right in my eye. All right, there we go.
Do you have need of something?
Zollin, I overheard a remarkable story. A merchant delivered his daughter's prized pet to me, a man here in Ambarul. The merchant believed the spirit of his deceased wife inhabited the deer, and an Ambrululi man plagued. He would free the woman's spirits, pledged. The Ambruli man lies and instead plans to sacrifice the deer to a servant sire plaguing him. The daughter came to Ambaru to collect her pet. The descriptions of the woman matched the woman we saw near Taperion's wall. I found the servant's pride's den. I need help rescuing the deer. The den is northwest of Ediri, east of the Telperion's wall. Will you meet me there and help me rescue the woman's pet? Sure, be happy to help. Yes, well, you're not going to let the pet die.
Hastal Gur, stranger.
Alright, what is this one? Complete bounties and missions, so this is a daily. Let's see, what do we get for the daily? Oh, we got some new daily stuff. Let's see, so if we complete a bunch of tasks and missions, which are these boards here. Well, I guess the missions is not here, but the task boards, and then a couple missions. Looks like you get respect for one of the three different respects of the new regions. Oh, very cool. And you get a bunch of coin. Oh, cool. Well, we're going to have to actually, like, work on this. This is one of the new weeklies. I'll leave that in my inventory for later. Sweet. Not going to do that today, though. Not for the stream. What else we got here? Welcome to the stream, everybody. What's up, Ragson? Hello. Robert first. I should have saw that a second ago. Hello, welcome. Thank you for liking the stream, guys. How's it going, everybody? There's 10 of you here. What's up, everyone? Welcome,
this valley belongs to the Shagani and no one else.
This... How's his voice? I don't know how I do that voice right now.
Travel with care, friend. Dangers are all about.
Travel with care, friend. Prove to us you are not here to steal our heritage and our land, or to further injure our people, and we will find a way to reward you. We do not have much wealth, but we have much need. All who would assist us are welcome. We are a proud and earnest people. If you assist us, we will not forget your efforts, or let your kindness go unnoticed. My assistants, Kildug and Nakur, will help explain more. Return to me when you have learned from them. Is this another? This might be these the missions guys, right? Or,
this valley belongs to the Shagani and no one else.
yeah, this is the barter person and stuff. Let's see. Dakadan asked me. That's not his voice. Let's hear it again.
What say you, traveler?
What say you, traveler? Dagon asked me to maintain our collected wealth and trade materials. I am pleased to do this work. I am overjoyed to furnish gifts to those who aid us in restoring our livelihood and culture. For too long, the Odakai subjected our people and put us beneath their heels. We struggled to recall our Latanians, Latanians, yeah, and a few who are literal, sorry, that's with a plural. I'm just gonna keep going. Face the, excuse me, my brain is like, right now with words. Arduous task of recovering our history and teaching our written word to future generations. It falls to the generations to learn our history, to trust in the nobility of outsiders, and to restore what is lost. If you are such a person, it will bring me joy to gift you a piece of what we still control and make. Anyway, it's kind of cool. I like the whole idea that the people of Nirhad are trying to, like, they were, like, subjugated to an extent by Sauron. Like, obviously some of them chose willingly to serve Sauron, right? They weren't, like, not all poor. Like, a bunch of them chose evil very easily. But some of the tribes weren't necessarily on board with the idea, so they're kind of, like, having to, like, try to get their culture, their little tribes and their little villages back together after what that Odak Empire did, which is the one that really served Sauron in the south of Nirhad. So I would assume that means if there's a lot of villages around this river region, that empire was from the south, so it would have been down farther into deeper Umbar, or maybe back down even farther into Jarmet, down here at the bottom, where I'm kind of covering the screen down here, over there. How do I point in the right direction? When I invert the camera, it's like, which way do I point? Alright, hello Wildcat, welcome to the stream. Ragsanul, just playing Morio while listening to your adventure. Oh, nice, well, thanks for hanging out. What's up, Elvin? Very nice. Elvin's got a little guy with a pencil, so I'm assuming, you're working? Jarneth, hello. Welcome.
This valley belongs to the Shagani and no one else.
This valley belongs to the, how does he say it? Shagani and no one else. As Dagath explained, we might face many struggles here in Shagana. I guess it's Ghana. Okay, Shagana. The occupation by the Odak is a chief among the challenges, but only one small portion of our strife. To end of the war in the north and fracturing of the Odaki forces in Shagnaga. Can I just point out, for a geography point of view, the war in the north, okay, they're talking about the war in the south that we know, right? Okay, it's all perspective, right? just real quick, so we don't have anyone confused. In the lore of the Lord of the Rings, the war in the north, actually, that Tolkien talks about is this part. Okay, it's in Rovanian. So he's talking about the war that basically the elves of Mirkwood and Rivendell deals with, and and Erebor, right, and some of the peoples of Eriador. And there's kind of like different times there were wars in the north. There's actually like several in history, so everyone knows. We have the one during the War of the Ring, War in the North. That one's probably the most accurate description using that term, because it is kind of all happened way up here in Rovanian, which is like when the Easterling Empire from Rune attacks the north, and basically Dale and Elves of Mirkwood and Erebor all kind of hold them back during the fight, similar time period as the fight happening with Rohan coming to save Gondor in the Battle of the Pelennor Fields, okay? And why this is confusing a little bit, just for you to know for the story, he's saying the war in the north, he's talking about the war in the south, according to what we know in the Lord of the Rings books, which is the war up here, right, with Mordor and Rohan and Gondor, right, which is technically the war in the south in the reality. But since we're speaking to someone down in Harad, when he mentions the war in the north, he really doesn't care or know anything about Rovanian. He's talking about the war between the Haradrim people who are stoning Sauron, Mordor, Rohan, Gondor, okay? That's why I want to just clarify that real fast. And then, of course, we have another kind of war in the north farther back in the Second Age, right, when the king of Arnor was fighting Angmar. That's a whole other thing. And then, if you keep little mind, if you remember, there's a video game called War in the North from like 14 years ago. That particular game is talking about basically a thing happening with the war kind of starting in the north, and that again is kind of mainly talking about the war in the north, which is considered everything kind of up in the top of Rovanian and Eriador. And again, that would be different groups, but you kind of follow those couple made-up characters like Fargan. Is it Fargan or Fal? I'm trying to remember the dwarf, but the other two, and they basically are kind of like dealing with a situation. And also in the Battle for Middle-earth video game, which is the strategy game which you all love from many years ago too, Elrond, Glorfindel, and Glóin are all dealing with the war in the north as well through the passes of the north and with Rivendell. So that term war in the north was basically everything happening north during the Third Age battle, where we had, south is what we really hear about in the books more, even though that obviously Tolkien mentions all the details. So those games kind of like elaborate on the war in the north. But again, the war in the north I just read here in Lord of the Rings Online from this guy near Harad in the south. He's talking about that battle. He's not talking about the one that I'm in the far north with dwarves and elves against the Rune Easterlings. He's talking about the battle of Gondor Rohan, right, and the Haradrim and Mordor, okay, because it's north of them. I just thought I'd say that real quick, because I read the end of the war in the north, and I'm like, hold on, this is very different meaning for anyone who's a Lord of the Rings fan. So, I hope that makes sense. Did I cover that good? Alright, moving on. The war in the north and fracturing of the Ordaki forces in Shanaga provides strength. We choose freedom. We will reclaim our culture, and all we lost under the Ordaki rule. Nature revolted against them and poisoned the land. Our farms, the finest in Shanag, fell to ruin while our healthy people marched to war. We recall the stories of our past, but the written word is lost. This is simple of the different difficulties we face. Prove yourself honest. I mean, that was kind of cool. Cool information. No, Elvin, Elvin's trolling, guys. Don't read that and think that's part of it. I'm over here trying to give a history lesson, Elvin, and you are going to make them all confused. War for the Horde. No, that's a different world, not that war. This is an Azeroth.
What say you, traveler?
Oh my gosh. But all things considered, though, I if you guys didn't follow along what I was trying to tell you there, you're welcome to ask questions or leave a comment later. I could even do a video about that and breaking it down a little bit, maybe a little less, just a bunch of info thrown at you.
Is there something you need?
Is there something you need? You have spoken with Keldur and Nakur. You assert you have, then I offer you a request and a warning. If you are a noble heart, you see to the people helping our people. If you mean us harm or prove ignoble in your efforts, that's an interesting word, prepare to suffer our wrath. For we are born anew and will fight any aggressor who means to suppress our will again. Alright, just like I told your leader, I am here to help and not attack you guys, but if you guys threaten me again, your whole village couldn't take me on at once, so you really shouldn't make threats. the fact that Zollin, so the things Zollin has fought from a realistic perspective, you could have 50 soldiers run at him and he would be just fine. Just like Gimli. Though realistically, I don't think that's very realistic either. But I love these dragonflies all over the place. All right, so we have a chapter. We need to talk to some lady at the den. All right, she's in the den. We should do the chapter first, and then while we're on the way there, we'll complete some other things. I'm glad to see that it's morning in the game, so while we're playing and leveling here, we get some beautiful light to see the new countryside. By the way, on a positive note too, guys, I figured out something. So there's the new village. That looks pretty cool. I figured out that my recording software and streaming software decided that it was going to change one of the settings. Because I was watching my stream the other day and I was like, why does it look not as good quality as it usually does from like a week ago? And I looked into my settings, and apparently it changed it from being, there's basically 7 settings of quality buffering with how streaming and recording works with OBS, and it went to 5. I normally have it on 7, which is always the best, and it went to 5. So, like, it still looked good. It wasn't the worst, but that's why I was getting, like, a blur on the quality, and now it is fixed. So we're good. And there is the evil cultist building, which we will crush. We'll go have our church service up on the mountain with a real god, not this evil Sauron cultists. Look at this beautiful mountain right here with the waterfall. I love that. That is a glorious shot. Oh gosh, look at how pretty that is. The waterfalls. The mountains, and then you have the beautiful sky in the swamp with the wall of Telperion's wall there. That's pretty. Who's bothering us during our stream? This bug? How dare you bug me? That's got to be the reason why that term means bug me, right? Like, because bugs are so annoying. It's got to be the reason. What's up, Robert? Robert said, I just got here. I didn't hear everything you said. So I will let me give a quick overview of what I was saying. So the guy made a comment, Robert, and we're near Harad, right? So we're in the far south right now, Middle Earth, right? He made a comment about a war in the north. Well, I'd really quickly explain to everyone why that term is so, why that's a little confusing. Because according to him, in Near Harad down here, he's talking about the Battle of Rohan, Mordor, Gondor. You know, the movies, right? Or the books, Lord of the Rings books. Battle of Pelennor Fields. That's the war in the north he's talking about. But in reality, when we hear war in the north, what Tolkien means when we read it in the books is he's talking about Rohavanian and Eriador. And he's talking about the war in the north basically when Rhûn, the Easterlings, split off and sent a massive army and they attacked Erebor and Dale and Laketown and all those places. And they had to fight and fend that off. And then, of course, there were some elves from Mirkwood helping them. And there was also some combats that happened before that last giant fight, which just kind of happened around the same time as the Pelennor Fields. But also, we know that Glorfindel, Glowin, Elrond, they were also dealing with stuff with wars in the north around, you know, different things that happened up here. Hence the Battle for Middle-earth game that covers that, right? We know that story from the Battle for Middle-earth. Again, some of that's made up, but it is happening up there. Tolkien does say that. So it's made up in a way that fits nicely into the story. And then, of course, we have the game called War in the North, which, again, are made-up characters that do some stuff, but tactically they're also helping with that particular war. And basically, it kind of, like, over a few years is about to happen, just like in the South, right, with the Lord of the Rings books. And then it kind of breaks out at the end with the big wars, which is what happens here. So that's kind of like the War in the North. That's what we're talking about when we hear that term in Lord of the Rings. But then I read it in a quest down here, and I wanted to clarify that we have to have context, right? Context. You're gonna laugh, but it's Sunday. But my preacher makes that even about the Bible. Like, you can't take things out of context, right? It has to be in context. So it's fantasy versus reality, though. But anyway, basically, he's talking about in the River Valley of the War in the North. So he's talking about the war with Gondor and Rohan and Mordor and Harad and everything here, which is technically the Southern War. But now you get it. That's the sum up of what I said a minute ago. Also, there's technically another war in the Second Age, right, with Arnor and the Witch King of Angmar, but that's technically a war in the North too. But that was never really used as the main term. The term War in the North is mainly a Third Age term when they're talking about Rovan and Eriador. But in the case of our Haradrim friend here near Harad, he was talking about this war with Mordor, Gondor, and Rohan, clearly from what he was talking about. All right, there you go. Caught up. That's that. That was my little, there's a little better summary of what I said a few minutes ago. All right. So I need to go down into the swamp and help the main character, but it also says I have something. There's your guys' Lord of the Rings Middle-earth history lesson for the day. Let's see. What am I supposed to find up here? Okay. Maybe this is where I'm supposed to go right here. Oh gosh, look at how beautiful that water is. I love this new animation. Alright, do I have to beat up these deer? It says I have to do a quest right here. I'm sorry, little deer. Alright, I guess it wasn't that one. Beans? Oh, it's another one of those floating rocks. Look at this, beans. Is that just a crafting item? Oh, that's what I'm supposed to collect. Oh. Oh, look, here's all those dragonflies again. They're so cool. I love that animation for the dragonflies. So cool. Is that deer okay? It's like swimming across the river. So I'm supposed to get all the beans right here. Okay. Do we have any other beans? Nope. Not there. Beans. I'm not full of beans, guys. My pockets are, though. Just kidding. I'm taking notes. There's a quiz. Oh, no. You're gonna give people like flashbacks to school, Elvin. It's like we're here to chill. No. Now, I'm someone I really enjoyed school, but since it's pretty recent in my mind still. But there's definitely times when I was in like community college that's just like there were some classes that was just like, yeah, I don't want to do this class. Usually that wasn't the case. I definitely I think people would laugh at me. Me and my sister make the joke that me and her kind of like, we're kind of the Hermione of the class usually. And me and my one friend were too in our music classes. We were like, everyone asked us questions. we were always helping teach the class in practice time. But which I mean, I appreciated that they wanted that help and that it was fun. But there's definitely times, right? It's like, I don't know if I want to do this test. I definitely felt that way a few times with certain big math classes. And I like math, but I think the biggest thing that I got frustrated with math classes is how they're like, one thing I think has to change with how math is tested is that I think you should only test 2 to 3 subjects on a test with math. So like 2 to 3 different types of math you're doing or subject. A lot of times it was like you'd cover like, I don't know, 15 subjects, and then they would test you on like 12 of them, right? Over that last like 3 months. And it's like, I don't know, like it's good to like know what it is, but I feel like if you're just learning something, you're just testing someone on something, they should do tests more often and do it on like 2 or 3 subjects to refresh your mind. I don't know. I just, if I was the professor or the teacher, I would do it differently, and I'd be right. But I've always been, I don't know if you guys know, but I actually do, I do like teaching. I did some lessons for music for a while, and then I also did, you know, I teach, that was for older kids, but I teach younger kids with a church class thing. But now granted, they're not really at the age to do the same type of stuff, because it's a younger class. But still, you kind of have to, like, you have to know your audience. And it's funny coming from a content creator talking about teaching but you have to know your people, you know. You got to know when to, like, when to do something and when to not in a class, you know. And it's funny because whenever I had a professor who I could tell really knew what they were doing, the class went so nice and it was so enjoyable and you learned so much and it didn't feel stressful. And then you get a teacher who didn't really know what they were doing or just had a bad teaching style, and you can just tell the whole class was on edge. You know what I'm saying? It really depends, right? There's goods and bads in everything. I'm supposed to find something else up here too. It says collect. I need one more trinket. Do I just have to beat up enemies to get trinkets? But yeah, so my main point is I want to make this, I want to make my streams and my channel be something that we're all having fun together. It is fun to have quizzes and tests if it's like fun Lord of the Rings things, but you know, it's for fun. That's the goal. Let's see. Lost trade goods. So I need to defeat bandits and recover stolen trade goods. I don't think these count as bandits. I think these are just the Odaki warriors, which are part of the Haradrim. Basically, these are the evil guys that willingly serve Sauron. And now they don't. Oh, wow. You brought friends, Mr. Cat Keeper. You know, I love cats and dogs. Like, I really do. I'm allergic to, like, sadly, to cats, even though I still pet them and love them. And then just sneeze after. And then, like, you know, and most dogs, too. Obviously, my dogs are non-allergenic because we have a sheepadoodle. Some kind of mixed English Spaniel. I forget what Sandy is. But, and I like cats too, but I do find it hilarious that Tolkien decided to kind of treat cats with the old story of Sauron, which is not really, he changed it. It didn't really happen like this. You know how he has that old original notes of Sauron kind of take the form of a cat. It was kind of like a fun side story, like of his main story. So basically, at least from that, it seemed like, I'm sure Tolkien didn't want cats, but It definitely seemed like you didn't like him quite as much as dogs, with that versus the hound, Hoon the Hound, right? Or no, I'm saying it wrong, but the good hound that helps in the first second age. So yeah, and it's funny because like cats are like, we had the sweetest cat for many years, and I loved her. She's such a good cat. But it is funny how cats tend to, you can love me and pet me when I feel like it. That's cats, right? Where dogs, they're like, I'll save you, master, and they'll do anything, right, to help you or make you be happy, right? They want to like please you all the time. And they follow everything constantly, and they do seem to need more help than cats too, right? Cats seem a little more independent. So it is funny because I definitely notice with almost all cats, it's kind of like, well, I love you, master, but I don't want you to pet me right now. Maybe later, right? Like that's cats, right? Like I come to you for pets, not the other way around. Where dogs are like, yes, what's up? So. I definitely know why the term man's best friend goes to the dogs, because that is, being someone who is a cat and dog person, and I've known them all for many years and we've had both, it's definitely the case. It's like, there's no argument there. I'm sure there's a couple exceptions here and there, where there's a selfish dog or a cat that's just really good at obeying. I'm sure that happens, but it's very few and far between. Robert says some classes have a thing on Lord of the Rings. I know. I mean, I wish my university would have had that. Because I would have taken it. I promise I looked. That would be fun. I would really enjoy teaching a class on that. I definitely would. I don't ever consider, I love Lord of the Rings, and I appreciate it that so many of my viewers love to listen to my thoughts and talking about it and stuff, but I'm not presumptuous that oh, I know everything. No, I still learn stuff too. So I just think it's, sure, I probably know more than the average Lord of the Rings fan, but it's whenever I make a video, like a lore video for you guys, I study it, right? I read things that Tolkien wrote, and I, unless it's something Lord of the Rings, I study it in the game ahead, right? If it's in the MMO, I mean. But that's really, how you should treat it stuff. But that would be fun to be able to actually teach a class. Even that, I don't know if I'd feel very comfortable with people calling me a professor. I'm not the professor, though. I'm not Mr. Tolkien himself. But it would be a very fun class to teach. That would be on the bucket list for the future.
Is there something you need?
I do know a lot of the people at my ecologist now.
Is there something you need?
Alright. I was in the grove, and someone shot me with an arrow. I did not think anyone else was there. Or of the living, anyway. Thankfully, the arrow hit nothing vital, and I can dress the wound myself. I expect you are a capable sort, else you would not have come to these woods. Please, if you desire to help me, seek out who did this. Tread carefully, friend. As those who say these woods are haunted speak true. I neither saw nor heard anything before I was struck. So be vigilant. Oh, yes, vigilant. Oh, wow, it's it's way up there in the woods. How do I get up there? Oh, I see, you go this way. Let's do it. Let's go into the woods. A few other players. Guys, look, it's Keefe and Watfar. Alright, let's see. Oh, these kind of look like the elven trees. This must be another elven, hideout spot. Oh, wow, look at this. That's so pretty. I love that effect. That's so cool. The water dripping off the vines in the mountain. That's a really cool effect. Why do I feel like something is not? I feel like they probably should have. You know what? Do I have the waterfall sounds turned off? Is that why it feels so weird right now? Nope. Oh wait. I did have some waterfall sounds turned off. I do indeed. Hold on. I'm gonna turn my waterfall sounds back on. And we're gonna come back. It just felt weird. It felt really weird. It felt like something we couldn't hear something, and it's definitely because there was no waterfall sound effects and it was bothering me. I will mute them later. Waterfalls are usually like really loud in LOTRO, so I turned them off for doing guide videos for you guys. Water. Those are NPC. Yeah, some of these things I have on purpose, like the fireworks. I love fireworks in LOTRO, but some of them are way too loud, their animations. So I have to make sure. Big shadow. Huh. Not quite sure. Firework explosion, I definitely don't want. Alright, well, let's see how. Alright, let's see. Let's get close again. It should reload anything. Let's see if we have any sound effects now. Still awfully quiet. I might have to restart the client. Still cool though. Look at that. Oh, this is pretty. Wow, look at this. That's so cool. Look at you can see the eagle fly above the sun. That's awesome. Oh, no worries. We're glad to have you here, Edragr. Welcome. Edragr is never late. He arrives precisely when he means to. Edragr's like, no, I'm sorry. I really was trying to get here sooner. Also, I didn't read all of Robert's comment. He said there's also the Tolkien professor classes you sign up for. Oh yeah, so the you're talking about Mr. Olson, right? Or watch his video or think about taking one of his classes. I don't know. I think that he talks a lot about the literature of Tolkien and stuff. I know he owns his own university that he's a professor in, or his own. I think is it an online thing, or I think you might be able to do stuff in person too. I don't really know a whole lot about it, Robert. I watched some of his stuff recently with things too, and like, he seems like a nice guy. I just don't know that much about him. Really, the only stuff I know about him is from what other Lord of the Rings YouTubers have kind of told me, and I've only watched like one or two of his things. Sauron was a blob that got ran over by a wagon. Elvin. Yes, this is true. All right. Oh. You spot a strange elf. A strange elf. Why is he strange? I don't know if they thought. Tell me, who treads upon this sacred grove of my people? The elf has an ethereal quality about him, and you find him unsettling, though you cannot determine exactly why. He's not like any other elf you have met. No,
May nature's blessings find you.
You bow to the stranger. Introduce yourself as an elf friend. It does not interest me that you are a friend of the Eldar. Will you prove a friend to the Kitai? How do you say it? Kintei? Kintai. We'll go Kintai. We are not the elves that you know. Snarthar is my name. Whether you have my friendship will depend greatly on why you've come here. Tell me. You tell him of Agulan. I do appreciate the distinction that Lord of the Rings Online has made the fact that he says he's not one of the Eldar. And again, remember, this group of elves is completely made up for LOTRO in the story, which is very interesting so far. And I'm excited to kind of learn about their story on how they tie them in the story. But I appreciate that they made it very clear that he's not one of the Eldar. So, I think what they're probably going to do is fit their lore into one of the groups of elves that stayed back in the First Age in Middle-earth. I would guess. Would make sense, but we'll find out. You tell him of Agulunu, whom you found injured by an arrow, and ask Sanathar if he was the one who shot her. It was. I disliked taking such actions, but this woman is resilient. Most men do not come here at all. Those who do usually leave once they meet one of the Veriri, one of my departed elders. This woman is unafraid. I tried many times to cause her enough distress that she would leave the wood, but none of my efforts had borne fruit. I could not stand by idle while she felled trees of Arweth. So, yes, I loosed an arrow upon her. But, witness elf friend, had I wanted to slay her, slain she would be. I only wanted her to leave. I am the warden of this grove, and it is my sworn duty to my elders that the trees of Arweth be protected from harm. I will ask you to please return to this Agulunu and ask her to leave me and the trees of Arweth in peace. Okay, cool. We're the middle dwarf, or the middleman. Here's a fun little information, too. I feel like this group of elves that LOTRO's made, they have a very strong, you know, they're almost even more so, like, about, like, protect the trees, protect the grove. I feel like they're kind of like the peoples you see in the Avatar, Cameron's Avatar, not the Last Airbender. I'm talking about the Way of Water one, where they're like really, really like, protect our grove, protect the trees. I mean, both of them are all about that, right? It does have that vibe, these elves, so far, from what I've read. Maybe it'll change, but we'll find out.
Travel with care, friend. Dangers are all about.
Hashtel Ghul, have you any news? You tell Agbunu about Sanathar and his duty to safeguard the trees of Arweth. Kinte? I had thought those elves to be only legend, and long gone had they ever existed at all. This is absurd, Zollin. Are you a woodworker? Have you ever tried to make furniture or chests with the wood of the palms? The attempt brings nothing but misery, and the stuff dulls and sharpest of blades almost instantly. It is important to source quality hardwood. The trees of this grove are beautiful and perfect. Not to mention, it is supposed Kinta only wanted me to depart. Why did he not just talk to me and say so? Why the games, and then shooting me with an arrow of all things?
Is there something you need?
This is madness, Zollin. I am well enough for a little travel. I would like to take me to this supposed Kintan elf. I will talk to him and see what exactly is so important that he would shoot someone but not speak with them. Tell me when you are ready. Uh-oh. Here we go.
The trees of this grove are beautiful and perfect. It is absurd for them to sit idle when they could be put to such good use by the woodworkers of Iridir. Let us talk some sense into this Shantar of Arweth.
This is a very, the whole protecting trees too is a very Tolkien subject because Tolkien really loved trees, and he always didn't like it when trees got cut down for no reason and stuff. Hello there. All right, Turlywig. Watching your videos and just started the game, having fun so far. Oh, nice, awesome. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you've been doing the videos too. All right, let's talk with her here real quick. Oh, Zollin, this place is so lovely. Just look at it. Yes, it is. All right. I look around. Whoop. It is a beautiful day, but we should not dally over much. Is that the elf's abode just ahead? Why do you return to the grove once more, tree hewer? Zollin, can you believe him? How galling. Gunulu turns to Shanthar. I understand that you wish to solitude and to hoard this wood for yourself, but what do I not understand is why. Why would one elf sit upon the grove like a dragon sitting upon piles of gold? Shannon gazes at the woman, his expression unreadable. You know of which you speak, child. I have sworn an oath to the steward these grounds and protect them with my life. Why I have done so is none of your concern. What I do not understand is why men insist on destroying everything beautiful in Middle-earth. These trees provide shade. They dispute harsh winds. They protect the soil from the rivers. They provide homes to birds, squirrels, and insects. They provide food for all. Long ago, this entire valley was a forest, dense with trees exactly like these. Then men came and put them to use, as you do. They are already in use, only you do not see it. I did not think of it like that. Of those things. These things. I did not expect you to do. You two. I only asked that you leave Arwaith. I did not expect this, Zollin. Have I and my forebearers really been party to destruction of the forest that covered the entire Ikorban Valley? That is just awful. I can see why this elf would not like us so very much. I want to help. Help what? Help with whatever you do here, and I will fell no more trees. Though I would need to find some other livelihood. Wood can be harvested if done responsibly. I may regret this, but if you wish to learn, I will teach you. Master Elf, I would be honored to study. Gotcha, went so fast. And learn cares of the forest. Then it will be so. Come on, Zollin, let's return to camp. I have much to think about, and I am also feeling so well. Oh, what a happy ending.
Is there something you need?
Is there something you need? Ah, I am a fool, Zollin. I had no idea the whole of the Ambura was once covered in lush forest of such extraordinary trees. Worse yet, I am no better than my forebears who destroyed them. Like I did, they are doubtless took for granted and would always be there, no matter what. Agolo sits in silent thought for several moments before she winces. I spoke truth when I told Quinta I wanted to help, but I confess that perhaps my wound is not as healed as I thought. I do not think I am capable of helping him anytime soon.
Travel with care, friend. Dangers are all
right,
about.
Let's see. Blah 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 blah. We're not gonna read this part. We're gonna move on here. I want to do a little more questing. I need to get her some healing herbs. Got it. I can do that. Down to the river. These water spots are really awesome. And they have beautiful new fish too in the game. Gosh, yeah. It's so pretty. Look at that. It's so cool, and there's all the fish. It's so cool, the new water areas. It's Minecraft Starfleet. What's up? Did you change your name? You have the same icon. If you're this, this is giving me the Morrowind vibes. Super cool. Can't wait to explore the new region eventually. Oh yeah, yeah, it's really pretty. Also, look at that. Look at the waterfall, and you can see all the mist. Wow, you can see the mist of the waterfall from here? That's kind of awesome. What the heck? I know they've updated the render distance, but I didn't realize that. Look at that. You can see the mist of the waterfalls crashing down. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Am I being attacked by something? It's like combat music. Guess not. Unless there's like something stealth chasing me. Oh, yep, there was a stealthed cat chasing me. That's why there's combat music. I wish, you know, I wish combat music was in real life. You know, if someone's like about to mug you. Combat music starts, you're like, oh no. Sorry, it's so dumb. You guys, I think, get the joke though. So I need to get, there's the healing herbs for her. There we go. We'll pick up these healing herbs. Oh. Got it. Seed pod. I believe that is for... Yeah, that's something else. Ah, reeds! Oh, curse being a short dwarf. Gonna like roleplay as I walk through the reeds. Where do I find this stuff? Ah, healing herbs. What? It's a... Is that a hamster? What? No. Bad cat. I'm trying to see the hamster. Wait, there's hamsters now? Wait, why is there a hamster here? Oh my gosh, it's adorable. There's hamsters now on LOTRO. Oh my gosh, look, it's so cute. Also, it's floating in the water. Can hamsters swim? I mean, I assume so. Most animals can swim. Just not for how long, I don't know. There it goes. It's too funny. All right, that's awesome. That's I've never seen. I don't think there's been hamsters in the game before. I think that's new for this expansion. All right. Yeah, look at that waterfall though. That's pretty cool. Gosh, they look so much better than they used to, the waterfalls. They used to look so... they look bad. This is what they looked back in the day. They look a lot better now. Like, you knew they were waterfalls, but they were just like... The animation was so clunky. It looks so much better now than like 10, 15 years ago. Alright, there was one more healing herb that apparently I missed. Also, I don't know why these trees seem like they're a little high up. I love the swamp trees, they're very cool. Alright, so the last one should be around here. In the swamp. Does it show me on the map? No, it just says there should be a healing herb around here. There it is. You're gonna have to toss me. Just kidding, I jumped. Alright, there we go. We got the healing herbs. Now mix the herbs And help her out. Alright, we can do that. Should probably come over here with my lore master to actually get some of this done. But, because he's so close, he's only like a level and a half from max. But I wanted to continue on the story that we did the other weekend. So, last weekend. Gosh, has it already been a week? Yeah, I guess it has. Crazy. Alright, let's mix up these herbs here. A little animation. Love it. Alright, healing.
Is there something you need?
Thank you so much, Zollin. Hopefully that will do the advest festering. Oh, gross. Alright, so, we have to talk to the elf again? Alright, well, I'll talk to him real fast. Whole lot of back and forth going on here. Oh no, I'm being chased by a Zazanu, or also aka Anika Vrika, if it was Breland. Slightly different kind though. Alright, there he is.
Lidatmad.
You return. He looks irritated. You tell him her injury. She's resting. I confess, Zollin, that I have not spent much time in the company of man, and I forget that they do not heal with the ease of the firstborn. I am no master of healing arts, but I believe the rest of your, poultice should serve her well.
May nature's blessings find you.
Oh my gosh. Tell me, Zollin, would you be interested in understanding the forest? Dwarf moment. Well, I mean, my uncle gardens. The first truth is restoring the land, and that you give more than you take away. You may fell a tree that is in decline. Doing so will allow younger things beneath its canopy to grow. When a tree is removed, one should plant a sapling to replace it. This is good. But what is better is planting many to replace it. It sounds overly simple when it's said out loud, but we have seen our beloved woods clear-cut by men in more than once. And I agree with this, by the way. I actually made this comment a few months ago on a video, just in general. It's like, you know, on a happy note, in North America, this is mainly in America and in, I think, Canada, right? But I think it's mainly in the United States areas. We actually have more trees now in our forests again than we did in like 1840s, which is kind of awesome. And that's just the people doing this. Basically replanting and making sure, right? Because America, we have a lot of national, parks and forest areas that we keep kind of like off limits to just have nature, which is good, right? You gotta have some. It's like we are part of the world, so people obviously, it's like it's all balance. Everything is balance in the world, right? Because like if you think about it, it's like there's people that go overboard. They're like, oh well, people shouldn't have anything or do anything or cut anything down. And it's like that's a no too. This is a good balance. This elf, right? Like cut down the tree that's dying, use it, right? Or plant a bunch of trees that are designed to be cut down. Once they're at a certain age, cut them down and then plant even more, right? It's like, I actually heard a guy say one time, one of our best reusable resources is actually like trees, right? Like because they're fast, right? And it's like in your mind, you don't think about that, right? As people think, oh, you're cutting them down, you're destroying the forest. It's like, not necessarily. It depends on how you do it. If you're mass cutting down everything and destroying the ecosystem, that's bad. But if you cut down 500 trees in an area and then go through and plant 1,000 more in that area, and then you don't touch that area for the next 30 years and you go to a different area because you have a planned system, but you make sure you leave this, million trees over here untouched so the animals always have an ecosystem, right? It's like there's a lot out there. You can do it in a correct way. right? I feel like, and that's why you get like you get the extremes on both sides, right? You get the people who are like, don't touch any trees. And then you get the people who are like, cut it all down, right? Those are both wrong approaches. This elf has actually got the right approach. This is how you do it. Go forth into Arwaith and find places where the sunlight torches the ground. All right, I will go and help you plant some trees, sir.
What do you need?
Defeat some fallow deer. Oh, his deer are eating the seeds, probably. That's another thing with balance with animals, right? With the game, too. Same thing. You don't want to overhunt where they all just die out. Hence why there's rules, right? Like, for example, this guy. Get out of here. And granted, guys, it's a video game, so it doesn't really matter in LOTRO. But when it comes to the lore, it matters. In real life. I do think it's neat, though, that LOTRO kind of gives good lessons like that, though, about things like this. I'm sure there's someone who's read that quest and gone, oh, I never really thought about it. You know what I'm saying? Which is like, it's a good thing. What did I miss here? Same name. Okay, you've always had... Okay, I knew you had Minecraft. You know what it is? It's because when I read your comment the other day in Minecraft, it cuts off the second part of your name. So I only read Minecraft. That's why. Blah. Capture the hamster. Yeah, that hamster was really fast. I do agree. Old trees. Trees being used to make musical instruments. I think that's fine. I don't see why not. The only thing I think is sad is sometimes when people cut down trees in like you know, a spot that's been there for a long time. I don't really like it when I see a tree cut down because of a landscaping thing. That kind of bothers me. Like if a tree's been there for like 60 years and they're like, oh yeah, we don't like how this tree looks, so we're gonna plant some different trees. So we're just gonna cut this one down. That one kind of bothers me. It's like that tree could be there another 100 years, man, and it's pretty. Leave it alone. I definitely got bugged. That happened with one tree, and I definitely was like, wow, now I'm becoming a Tolkien. It's like, no, don't cut that tree down. Why would you cut it down? What's your reasoning behind cutting this tree down? Granted, I think that there's definitely extremes again on both sides. You don't want to be too, like, you don't want to be crazy. You don't want to be in the term is called a tree hugger, right? You're like, you care more about the trees than like anyone or like human life. That's not good either. That's also the wrong approach. Humans are obviously the most important thing, but it doesn't mean we can't have balance and also protect the trees when they don't need to be cut down, right? Like that's my point. Get out of here, heart. And like too, like when people say that about other other countries or something, right? Like maybe a place that's like cutting down some of the trees because they need it to not die, right, from food and heat and fuel and stuff. I feel like the best thing to do is instead of like as another country getting mad at that country, it's like you should teach them, like just like this elf is doing, right? Be like, hey, if you do this, you'll have more fuel forever, and you won't ruin all your forests, and you'll have it forever then. I think that's the way to approach that situation. Teach your man to fish, feed him for a lifetime. Give him a fish, only feeds him for a day, right? Something like that. Same thing when it comes to foresting. Alright, so we've got rid of the pesky deer, at least the ones I had to thin out. These ones are just walking around, nope. Alright. I like how all of them were in the sun except for that one's in the shade of that tree. It's like, wait a second. I always think it's very interesting in like the great redwood forest here in Northern California and parts of going up in the other states. how you actually, like, they have to have fires for their trees to grow, which is kind of crazy. It's kind of an interesting thing. Like, their seeds will not sprout unless there was a fire. So, like, it, again, fires are very natural in the northern parts of North America here. But I just think that's kind of interesting.
Be that mod. How can I help?
All right, sweet.
What do you need?
You have done well, Zollin. There is much to do, but perhaps with Agulu's assistance, I will be able to not only preserve this grove, but expand it as well. You have done much to help, particularly in bringing her name is Agulunu, and I together to talk. I now have an ally instead of an enemy. I will let you be on your way, but if you do not mind, would you check on her? I have a few matters to attend first, but please, tell her I will visit soon, and if she can do anything for her injury, farewell. Ooh, this quest has a big reward. Get some boots, which are probably not as good as mine, but I'm gonna double check. Pretty good stats, actually, but, yeah, not quite as good. I mean, they're some pretty good boots. I get 150 virtue experience, though. And I get 7 of those new barter items, which is kind of awesome. And respect with the area. And I think I'm running into a wall. Oh, there we go. Oh, being chased by one of those scary cats again.
Is there something you need?
Zollin, you were gone for an age. Though I suppose it only felt that way because I am bored. The woman chuckles to herself. And she appears to be in high spirits, as well as being better health. You tell her that you are leaving, but Shantha will soon visit. Oh well, I hope he feels guilty. She laughs again, holding up her wounded arm. But I will enjoy the company. It is not every day that I can talk to someone thousands of years old. I cannot even imagine such a life. Are you going back to Iridir? Can you please let my sister know that I yet live? Karkardra is likely beside herself with worry. Yes, we'll tell her. Good luck. Good luck, madam. Alright, we ride south to complete chapter 10.8, which is the chieftain's daughter who ran into the swamp. A giant crocodile. Hello, very scary crocodile. He's threatening me. He wants to eat my oryx. No, you can't eat him. He's my pet. Right like the wind. I love the background music and the sound effects in this new area. Again, if you notice the trees loading in, that doesn't happen on the 64-bit server, so I'm very excited for that update when they bring it to the CrickHollow server. Like visual graphics like that, that doesn't happen because it's the data being sent to you. The Legendary servers, it's really fun to watch, enjoy that. All right, so right over this hill, and then we can find the main chapter. Oh my gosh, look at all these dragonflies. So many in this one spot. Excuse me. Big yawn. Ooh. No! It's a rich deposit, I must mine it. Alright, so it says she's out here. Also, there's a bunch of wonderful ore right there that I really, really want. I need my crafting for my guild here. Need all the ore I can get. Alright, there we go. Riding through the swamp at maximum speed. Oh! Oh, that's a scary alligator. Gosh, man. The alligator, or the crocodiles, excuse me. They're so scary. Aha! I found her. The chieftain's daughter.
You still live? Your reasons for coming to Amberul must have satisfied my mother.
But why have you come to Guraku? You tell Razazi that her mother asked you to help with her task, while Gerzazir discusses the relationship between Umbar and Iridir with Belondor. Help? I need no help crushing insects. I am one of the Dumuri, the women warriors of Iridir. These Zizanu insects were unworthy of my attention to begin, and I only accept the task out of the defense, excuse me. Deference to my mother. And so the craftswoman, I don't know why I kept thinking of a different word, Idiria will have the bristles they need for their work. Now that you are here, you can do it instead. I will see how you perform the measure your skill. Collect the Zazanu bristles as quickly as you can. Perhaps that is why my mother sent you here. Let's see. These things? Basically, fight a bunch of Nika Breakers. Got it. As quickly as I can, she says. Alright, we can do that. Alright, everyone group up. They're all hiding in the ground. There. I'm done. Wait, is that it? Chapter 10. Wait, is that it? No, that's not it. Oh, is something glitched out? It says I'm supposed to bring them back to her at this location. But, oh, interesting. The quest finder's messed up for that. Oh, okay. Good to know. I might have to probably got a bug-in report for that one. The quest finder didn't say I had to come back over here, but good news is the quest still says bring it back to her at this location, so people read just a little bit. It's easy enough to figure it out. All right.
Good enough.
The distraction writ upon Zazi's face is clear that you do not report finishing the task. Good enough, she answers you. So Durishi has brought wondrous tidings to me. Speak to her and hear them out.
While hunting the northeast of Iridir, I found a scouting party of Ordechai.
Setting up a small encampment from which they might threaten the village. They were a few in number, but not so few I thought I should attack them on my own. With Razazi, I knew I could face them, so I hurried here to bring her back with me. I trust you are a friend?
Our choice is clear. The Ordechai must be defeated and driven from Amberul.
Alrighty. Oh wow, this is actually a really good piece of jewelry. Let's see. Vitality, well, maybe not. How much crit does that actually give? Never mind. It's not as good as mine. Well, it says it's 220 level. Well, it's got an essence slot, so I guess it is better than mine. Yeah, it is. That's crazy. Quest rewards better than mine. I gotta get better jewelry. It is the new quest, to be fair, so I'm glad they gave good rewards. Parry, evade, and vitality. That's probably the one I want. Finesse is good. Physical mastery. This one's good for doing damage. My damage ones are already pretty good, so maybe I will get the tank one with the evade and parry, and then I can get an extra vitality stat on it as well. Yeah, maybe we'll do that one.
When my mother burned the temple at Iridir and drove the Order High from the village, some must have remained in the wild.
Hidden in the wild. Now they seek to return and take back Ambrul. But we will not allow that to happen. The three of us must go to the Ordkai encampment. Shadusha, discover northeast, that she discovered northeast of Itiri, and put them all to the sword. Oh, yikes. This is the task of the Dumori warriors, and for those who claim to be their allies. Alright. Oh, look. I should have come here first. I knew it. I would have gone right back to where that quest was supposed to be. That quest we did already. I knew it. I knew it. I should have done the chapter quest first. This is why you should always finish the chapter quest and then do the side quest with it. Because they usually send you to the same place as the other quests. Is the exhaustion getting worse? The expansion? I'm assuming there's just a word not letter missing there. Expansion worth getting. So in what way could you define your question there a little bit more? Like, I'm thoroughly enjoying it, so I would say yes, but is there a specific thing you're looking for in the expansion? So we got new instances and and there'll be a raid coming out soon that'll be coming with it. We got brand new 4 new regions. We got new reputation things that we can do, and storylines, a whole new storyline. So if you're someone who really likes the stories, I will say it's been a very good story so far. Profession's better for gear in this game. Usually the best way to get the best gear is the end game, raid. And then, the missions usually, for the delving missions, give you really good trading gear. But the crafted gear is right below it. It's really good, too. But some of the crafted gear is the best. Like, for example, this helmet, I crafted it myself. It has 5 essence slots, which is pretty insane. And then there's certain other class things, like there's a... this thing right here, the necklace, which it can get up to 5 too. In fact, I should be able to craft the 5th one. I should probably do that for myself and switch this out, just to up my gear a little bit. Hey, no worries. What's up, James F? Yeah, I would definitely, if you're at the point of doing, you're at almost 150 or you're at 150 and you can do it, then yes. I don't think I would buy it if if you're let's say you're 50 and you're still working on stuff, it's not going to help you really at that point, except if you are going to buy the regular expansion. You do get a 150 level boost for one character. Now again, I warn people to use that just randomly. If you're a new player, I wouldn't just, the leveling experience and storytelling in LOTRO is so good, and fun, that I wouldn't just do that with your first character, because I think it will actually make it less fun for you. But if you have a second alternate character that you've already maxed a character out, and you just want to play a different class 2 endgame, it's very, very helpful and handy. And they gave you all the stuff you need to kind of be 150 and kind of set up. And that's kind of neat. They gave that with the regular, just basic expansion, which I think it's $40 US. Which is kind of awesome, because all the expansions today with every other video game is $60, $70. It's crazy. But of course you can buy their, the collector's edition, blah blah blah, and get all the extra fun stuff, the loot, which I do totally cover on my channel with the wardrobe playlist. I covered it. And I think it's worth it. It also gives you another 150 boost if you get the ultimate whatever edition. But I bought pretty much every single ultimate edition for the last like 6-7 years. I'm such a big player of the game. Obviously, as a content creator, of doing Lord of the Rings stuff too. But so I definitely think usually they're worth it. And I just, you know, I need specifics on what your question is if you want certain details. Because, like, I guess my answer for me personally would be yes, it's worth it. But also, I'd like to know what people exactly mean by the person. You already have a 150 character, nice. So I actually haven't done all the new stuff yet, personally. Like, I haven't done, so there's like new missions and things and stuff like that too. There's not necessarily like any like game, like totally brand new system that I know of. It's mainly just a large new region, like 4 new regions, total new storyline, so probably like 40 hours of gameplay there. And then you get there's a new instances to do and run, which is fun. It's just fun to have other options, new dailies, new things, new options. I've really been enjoying it. I think it's a beautiful region. I mean, look at those mountains. Now, granted, I guess you could walk in to see them yourself. Still, I don't think they don't block you from walking in to see it. You just won't be able to do any of the stuff inside. The Oryx mount ride is pretty awesome. I like that in the collector. Yeah, I do like the mount. The new mount is amazing. Again, if you want to know details on what everything comes in the other thing, I made a video on it so you can look at all the things. But I love how it rides too. It's really cool. Enjoying it very much. Nice, James F. You made guild. Oh, nice. Yeah, the guild stuff. Yes. And by the way, for anyone who might not know how to do the guild stuff, I have made, and I have a guide video on all the guild stuff from basically starting guild, like starting crafting, all the way up to the new Umbari guilds. Nice, nice. Yes, the Umbar guild stuff is it's very strong. That's right now. I basically have crafted. That's what I'm pretty much using right now. I haven't done enough delvings to like get any of that gear. But yeah, it's really nice stuff. It is good gear. Combat is smooth. That's a plus. Yes, that is true. It's very nice. I've noticed almost no problems. It's really beautiful. Everything works really nicely. But yes, to answer your question, it is absolutely worth it. I like it a lot. The only reason I hesitated slightly is because if you're someone who's brand new, you don't have a max level character, there wouldn't really be any major point in getting it right this second. But like, I mean, to support the game and have it for later would be a good reason. There's obviously reasons, but my point is like, if you're someone who's still like trying to get to that point, and you don't want to spend the money right that second, you know, get to that point over the next month or two and then buy the expansion, right? But still, I think it's worth it. I think it's a really nice expansion. I think it's really cool. I've really enjoyed the storylines so far. And again, it's a gorgeous land. I mean, just look at that. You got all these cool little animals. It's very fun. The new instances are quite fun. I did a stream yesterday with the Kinship, and we did the new instance, and it's quite fun too. That you'll be getting that as well with the expansion. There's 3 instances, 2, 6. Well, you can do it as a 2-man, a 3-man, or a 6-man, I believe, for the 2 of them. And one of them is a 3-man, and then there's a raid coming out that'll be with the expansion too, if you've purchased it. What's up, Blaze Robbins? Welcome. James F. As a lifetimer, oh, you're rubbing it in, huh? I'm just kidding. I always get the collector's edition, mostly ultimate ones now to support Morgoth. Yeah, true. And they do throw in a lot of really cool things. They also have a new stuff they've added with this expansion that you can get with, you purchase the bigger one, but they have the one called, they added this tab, the Baubles tab, and it's kind of like a new cosmetic mechanic. So this is a new mechanic technically to the game, but it's not really anything when it comes to gameplay as in combat. It's more for cosmetic fun. But they have these new things like this little treasure item. You can put this down and they'll just stay on the ground. And there's I haven't earned all of them yet, but there's other ones you can earn too, like tents and stuff you can just put on the ground. But basically, this is just an old shell of a scorpion. You can just set it there and walk away. And then this thing, if you click on it, you can this little smoking thing, and other people can use it too. And again, I've said this over and over this week, but I don't encourage smoking. But it's a video game; it's funny. So anyway, my guy's like, what? Oh wow, my guy's trying to get up. But yeah, they're cool. They just stay there, and you can use them. So it's kind of a cool new little cosmetic thing. Apparently, there's I'm curious if you get the chair and stuff, if you can sit on the chair. I mean, I'd assume, but we'll find out. But yeah, I just think they're kind of cool. These new little smoking things. Surprise, a scorpion.
While Rahazi and I fought the soldiers here, some of the men broke away from the rest of the group and fled.
Whew. I definitely my back is sore. I don't know why from yesterday. I don't know what I did, but I'm I feel it. I'm a little bit tired from it. We had a lot of fun yesterday, but I streamed 3 different streams yesterday. I think maybe I'm just a little tired. All right, there we go. So we need to find her to the north. This is why we should have done the chapter first. I should have done the chapter first. I broke my own rule, guys, and I am getting punished for it because now I'm being sent back up to the... Probably gonna have to talk to the elf all over again. I'm gonna get this ore though because I want it for crafting. Yeah. There it is. Brian, what's up? Hello everyone. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for liking the stream too. How's everyone doing today? Alright, Helios? I can't quite read with your symbols of your name, but I've been playing for 12 years and just finished Moria. Am I going too slow? No, you go at your own pace. You have fun. But nice. That's awesome. Are you someone that has a lot of alts that you've been just leveling and mostly at Moria? You know, if you like to level to Moria, the legendary server, which, again, if you want to play with me and my kinship, we're on the server CrickHollow. That's our home. It's one of the classic servers. But, just so a little side note. But the legendary servers, Mordor is based in Europe, and Angmar server is the new American 64-bit server. And it is... I can't wait till they implement the 64-bit to everything. Oh, boy, look at this beautiful spot right here. I love this spot. And the fishies. But it's pretty fantastic. But anyway, you can only get to really the front of Moria level 50 still. They haven't even opened Moria yet for 60. So if you're planning on legendary servers, you could work on that. All right, let's see here. Yep, we were sent here. As you approach, you see Razai defeated the warriors she pursued. Oh, she pursued it looks like an Angmar guy. Yeah, that looks like an Angmar outfit. Or an evil just worshiper of the cultists. Sauron.
I am fine. These men were no match for me.
Well, very impressive, madam. I'm playing my low-level minstrel right now. Nice, Brian, nice. Are you online? Oh, I see you right there. I see you're online. Oh, wait. Brian, your Pog, did you add a note to your name? Oh, Brian, you should add a note to your name, and then I'll promote you to the kinsman level. Basically, you just go into social and just hit note, and then just say alt of whoever your main is, and maybe slay your your YouTube name. You just put Brian. You want to put your full YouTube name? That might be good. That's we remember who. But Then we'll know who you are. That's the only reason, by the way, that ranking-wise... Oh, perfect. Perfect. Scumly, that's perfect. All right, there we go. Wonderful. That's the only thing that we've been asking if everyone could do that on their tunes. And you have to do that on every character you're logged in on or whatever. Just because then everyone knows who everyone is. So basically, you just click player note, change view here. And then, like, you can see who we are too, Brian, or any of us. So if you click to player notes, you can see that, obviously, me, you know I'm Zollin, obviously. But, like, again, like Bell, you can see John Hammer's main character. And you, like... who Daniel is on YouTube, or his Runekeeper right there. So anyway, it's kind of fun little extra. I have too many alts. I know. Yeah, well, whenever you're on one, you don't need to do it all at once. But if you're in the kinship, just throw a note on there. It'll just help out. And so that's why if you notice you're not promoted to the blue level, because you should be on all your characters, because you've been here so long. That's the only reason. Bell has been in charge of keeping that. What does the 64-bit do? So basically the 64-bit server I was talking about is... So the client has been updated to 64-bit for a long time now, but the servers have not been. 64-bit, if you know about computers, 32 64-bit. So 32 is kind of the older system. There still are some things that use it, but it's a pretty old system now. So basically, it just increases the speed of the server sending you data, basically. It's the simplest way to say it. That might be a little too simplistic, but basically it helps. So things I've noticed is graphically is like when you're running around and the world is like loading, like trees and stuff. In the 64-bit server, you see no loading. You don't see a tree appear in the distance and things like that. They're just there when you get there because the server sends you the data so fast and it processes things so fast. It also helps tremendously on server lag. Because again, the servers are much faster. So if there's 50 people in one spot, you know, on the older servers, you might get a little bit of a rubber band where your character goes for a second or something. 64-bit, nothing like that. It's amazing. There's nothing. There's so many people around. It's a definite. It's something that was needed and had to be done. It wasn't like a matter of like, oh, it's just an upgrade. It's like, no, it had to be done because to keep up with the times and technology. But it's really nice. They did a good job. I'm excited, though, because they will implement that to all the servers sooner or later. That's their goal. So I'm right now, basically, they're using the legendary servers as tests to make sure when they implement it to all the servers, they do it correctly in the right way. What the system needs. That's also why they've been doing the Nazgul events on the legendary servers, which are like those big raid fights fighting Nazgul around the world. They're kind of like using that as a test too to get data to see like, well, how do we make it even better, right? When we implement this to the regular servers kind of thing. You're trying to all the content in every zone, and I use Stone of the Tortoise until I've completed all the instances and content at the level. Oh, nice. That is dedication. I mean, the game has beautiful storytelling, so I think it's totally worth it. Yeah, if you're doing every single quest, you have lots of content to play. There's a lot in this game. Like, really, when you're leveling, you're probably picking one quest you need to do out of 10, right? There's so much. And then you just go to the next group, and you do 1 or 2 out of the 10 choices you have, kind of thing. Some put names in crafting. Yeah, that's true, James, with the notes. But for our group, we've just asked mainly if people can put the name of their YouTube name, or their Discord name, or their main character, whoever their main is in this guild, just so in the kinship, so we kind of know who's who. Just because, like, we have a lot of people, and I love how many people have joined our group. But I mean, you can see just with active players here in the last, day we've had, yeah, in the last day we've had on, what is that, 70 players. Some of them are alts, obviously, but we have a lot of people now in the. Like, just if I go through 8 pages, then you find online. Let's see here. Right, here's just in the last 24 hours, we have 3 pages. Right, each page is like what, like I think it's 30, maybe more. I don't remember. I haven't counted in a while. Yeah, so you can kind of see we have a lot of people that's been playing, and it's been great. It's been very fun. But, yes. But again, it's not like an end-all. If someone doesn't add a note, that's just fine. I'm not trying to scold anyone. I'm just it's for your own sake, so we know who you are, because I feel bad when I, like, I'm like, oh, hi, are you new? And they're like, no, I'm blah, blah, from, oh. You know, because it's just a different name. It's like, you wouldn't know, right?
I am fine.
And a lot of us here in the live chat right now have been here a long time, right? We got Robert, and we got Brian, and Minecraft, and a couple other people who is here right now. We almost got 30 likes on the stream. I appreciate that. Thank you, guys. All right, let's continue this last part here.
I am fine. These men were no match for me.
No match for me. We should search their bodies and take their weapons. They may have items among the belongings that help us prevent further attacks upon my people. A map to other of their encampments would be the most welcome of all. Cultist corpse. On the body of the slain warrior, you find a token of the Church of the All-Seeing Eye cult. Uh-oh. Alright. The weapon bears signs of use in many battles. But it says, but the blood on the blade is dry.
See the cuts and scrapes on this weapon? This soldier of Ordach has been involved in many battles.
Perhaps even in India itself, he may have fled from my mother and her warriors, even as he fled from me and Sudusha today. But no longer. He landed no blow upon me when he turned to fight. See how dry is the blood upon the blade. Gosh, he doesn't clean his blade after he fights? That's kind of horrible. You don't want to leave blood on a blade. It'll rust it so fast. It's like worse than water. And also, on a side note for everyone watching, we knew this from the other stream 2 weeks ago, or last week, but this one tribe has a lot of woman warriors because a lot of the men got sent to the war, being kind of forced to join the Haradrim Empire cause to fight Gondor, right? And a lot of them died. I wonder why. Maybe a certain Oathbreaker army? No, I'm just kidding. Row hero. But yeah, the Gondorians. But so they basically formed like this women soldier group, which it's kind of cool. It's really cool how they did the story. The signal is a token of the Bakush, the Dark Lord who is no more. It is one more sign that the Odaki have no honor, and without the fell magic of their dread master, they have no future either. At least not in Amburlu. That's the region we're in. We should search the Wooden Grove to the north. Alright, there we go. So we're gonna basically talk to the elf again. I knew it! I called it! I called it! Yeah, I love this new mount. It's awesome. The new expansion is fantastic. Also, this area is just gorgeous, the new expansion. It's so pretty. Alright, thank you for hanging out, Robert. We'll probably, how long have you played this? Played Lord of the Rings Online? I have been playing Lord of the Rings Online since the first 2 weeks it came out. And I was a little kid. An elf warden stands with the grove. Yes, I know we talked to him already, but this is the main chapter.
I heard sounds of fighting without the grove. Was there danger? Has it dispersed?
You tell the elf that a warrior from the nearby village defeated a number of Ordaki soldiers beyond the ring of trees, and the danger has passed. He contemplates your words and nods slowly. So often, that is why of the Avarbar Kinte, he says to you, we struggle to maintain our wooden grove in a land that was once fair, but they remain shrinking oasis of death and danger pressing on all sides. I am Shathar, and I have count myself among the Kinte, wandering elves who settled in the fertile country of the forest and wetlands long ago. We are fewer in number now, and we who remain tend our homes as the lands around them fail. You ask Santhar if he lives in his grove by himself, and he smiles sadly. The Kinte have no interest in departing the circles of the world, as I have heard other elves may. When my people reach old age, they become untethered in spirit. They begin to fade, and in time they belong to the natural world. Some even now remain in this grove, and if you listen beneath the scarlet leaves of the Salashi tree, you might hear them. Alright, wait, I'm supposed to go where? Is there gonna be like an actual sound effect? I'm gonna turn the music down. Alright, yeah. Yeah, it's been a long time. I love this game. It's fantastic. You know, and going through when I was doing high school and stuff, you know, there's times I couldn't play quite as much, you know, things like that, but I definitely put in many hours. This character is my main character. He's always been my main character, so he is pretty much 17 years old, basically, since the game came out. Zollin is almost the age of the actual lore when he, in my whole fan fiction lore of my character. Alright, is this where I'm supposed to go right here? So, this is, very interesting. You hear the rustling of the leaves and feel a light breeze on your skin, but that is all. I guessed in the other stream that these are the elves and they've gone into the trees somehow. Whatever this story is. Again, these elves remind me so much of like the Way of Water Avatar, Cameron's Avatar show, where they're like all about like everything connected to the nature. Let's go back and talk with him. This place is really cool, by the way. Look at this. Look at this place. It's so cool. I love the dropping water. It's really a cool effect. Just falling in. Alright.
Could you feel the presence of my people that dwell here and are what? Though their bodies have long since faded.
You admit to Shanthar you did not, and he smiles with understanding. Even I do not always feel near, friend, but it is a comfort to know they remain in Middle-earth. To depart from these lands seems to me, and to others of the Kintain, frightening and unnatural, a terrible and unknown afterlife. That road is closed to us, and we are glad of it. If you would give to the warriors who remain outside of Arweth the thanks of the warden Santhar and faded Kinte who dwell here, I would be grateful. I am not without my defenses, but I have not been required to make use of them for many years. Alright. But we also know that he shot that person with an arrow at the beginning of the stream. Also, the sun is setting in the game here. Also, I love this new leaf effect. This is a new thing with these red trees. Well, I've seen other trees had them, but it just looks really pretty. It's the sun is setting down over the mountainside here. Again, the lighting in Lord of the Rings Online for being an older game is so amazing. They've also done an amazing job upgrading visual graphics over time. You guys, I'll tell you, when I used to play this game, it did not look this good. Look at that. Look at that beautiful, the seagulls. It's cool.
The grove is inhabited by an elf warden? How interesting. It is quite rare to encounter one of the Kintai.
Kintai, for they concern themselves mainly with the grove and do not venture from them without great need. If the Odaki located the elf within the Arway, they would have slain him easily. He is fortunate to have come here. What is happening right now? What are you doing, cat? Stop it. I'm just trying to read the story! Rasawi, surveys the grove and then turns to face in the direction of Ideri. You have proven yourself to me my help, stranger. Perhaps it is time for you to tell me your name.
We have done well today.
Zollin.
Are you ready to return to my mother with word of our triumph?
Yes, we are.
Let us return to Iridir and speak of our success to my mother.
I appreciate the teleport.
My mother will be impressed by our successes when we arrive back at Iridir.
All right, I want to show you guys something amazing. Are you ready? Look at the sky in the desert area. Look at that. Isn't that cool? It's freaking awesome. The new Milky like Way style look. It's a galaxy. I mean, technically, it's probably, you know, could be the Milky Way. We could be in the same. It could be our world in the past. It might not be. Tolkien didn't really say either way, even though there's some guesses on that theory. Some people like really push that, like, yeah, it's our past. And he clearly meant that. It's like, well, he also told C.S. Lewis that we could get to Middle-earth from our world through the portals of worlds. So that would also imply that he thought it as a separate world. So, but that's, again, it's irrelevant because he never made any of those like his hard story. He never said this is the way it is, because I don't think he wanted to. And I appreciate that in Tolkien. So Tolkien was like, I'm not gonna make a hard point on that. You know, make that my personal, you know, what I think with that. The main story plot, right? He kind of sometimes just left things in the air for fun, as side ideas. Quiet. There it is again, the sound of voices. More of the Ardaki have come to search for the fellows.
For Amberul and for Iridir!
Actually, they all have giant, crazy-looking swords. What kind of weapon is that? Yeah, good luck beating us. Oh wow, that's quite a few enemies there. It's moving too, yes. Yes, the sky moves. It absolutely does. With the turning of the planet, which is really, really cool. A little faster than it does in reality, but it's good because obviously the days and nights are shorter in the game. But yes, it does move. If you look at the trees, just ever so slight movement. Where's the moon? I know it moves for sure. Watch the moon. In fact, actually, I'm not sure if the moon... Oh, you know what? It might not move because we're in an instance. Ah, we're in a story mode. That's why it's not moving. That's why. I'm like, yeah, it's not moving. It's because we're in a story mode. We're in like an instance time frame. So there's no... We're not in the open world right now. What the heck was that?
What is that? That sounded like the roar of a great bear, such as Amberul has never seen.
Do you know what terrible creature makes this sound, Zollin? The eyes tell me that you too. Hurriedly, you advise Hazari and Tuna to take defensive stances, prepare once again for battle. Yes, I'm like, prepare for battle. Oh gosh. That's quite a large bear. It's Thata, the beast. She's actually like pulling aggro? Oh no, I see.
Are we now safe?
Wait, that was a Bjorning? Oh my gosh, I think it was supposed to be a Bjorning, not just a bear.
The bear returns!
It says it's a Bjorning. He's in bear form. Why are we being attacked by a Bjorning of all things?
Stay on guard!
Oh, we're on guard. We gotta get back to the village. Yeah, it's 3.5 hour cycles for day night. So after 3.5 hours, you'll be back at the same point as like a 24-hour period. I think it is. So if you could actually calculate how many days Middle-earth the game has been open versus reality, it's a lot longer, obviously. So because for every one of our days we get like, what is it? 12, 6, it's like 10 days? Tathata! What? Oh, it's our friends. They're not friends, but... What caused Tathata to attack you, Zollin? She and I have faced each other in battle before, and when I will tell you she is a deadly opponent, you can believe me. Ours was a friendly competition, and it came to a draw, but in return, she made a gift to me of Husaka here. Oh, the lion. I did not plan to bring Husaka with me on this adventure, but he has grown so large and so ferocious that no one at Dalhazulzul dares to approach him without me. We would delay no longer, so my good friend accompanies me. That will not be the problem. All right, here's the pirate dwarf. A number of difficult treaties to delay us too long, Zollin, and it was decided that we could wait no longer. The caravan driver and the warehouse master suffered our displeasure for their obstacle they placed in our way, and they will suffer even more in the days ahead, for Harmerka has a mind for punishment. At last we sat out, and it would appear we arrived at a fortunate time. Who are the warrior women, and can we count them friends to Umbar and to the kindred of the coins?
We are the Dumuri, the daughters of Iridir, and we oppose the empire of Ordach.
You will find no friend of Ordach in our company, warrior of the Dumuri. We of the kindred of the coins pursue traitors that fled into this land. Once we find them, we will return to Umbar and trouble you no longer.
What's up, Andreas? What's up, investigation? What's up, guys?
My mother, Girhazi, rules in Iridir. She must decide if you are welcome here.
Dude, look at this guy's. Look at this half-trolled swords, dude. That's craziness. Look at those things. I don't know. I mean, if they're sharpened on both sides, I guess they'd be pretty effective at slashing and hacking and maybe grabbing people. Those are crazy looking. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Is this voice acting in game? Yeah, there's definitely some voice acting happening in game because they've updated some of the stories to have more voice acting, which is great. Except I'm here to fix the rest of it. I will hurry on to Indire with Sudushu and tell my mother about these newcomers, Zollin. If they are friends of yours, I believe she will give them leave to move freely within Amburu. One more thing, Zollin. Before we follow those warriors to their village and meet with their chief, I think it will be best to not mention that Tatathia is a member of the Kindred of the Coins. She currently works at cross purposes to us, and while she may not be allied with Azagath, neither does she work with the help us. It can give us no adventure to tell the people of the land that she is a member of the Umbar's ruling council. Now, let us proceed. We have traitors to find and a mission to complete, and I do not like to spend this long away from my city and away from my people, my other endeavors. Alright, there we go. We finished the instance. Teleport us out of here! Whoop! Alright, so now we can look at now we can actually look at the night sky. Alright, well. Oh, okay, so the night sky's coming up. So now you can kind of see the sun is technically just set. But there's the night, so it's not quite full dark yet, but you can see how it's moving. Like he was talking about. Do you guys notice against the tree? The Milky Way indeed does move very slowly. It's moving that way. Like, coming towards me. Just ever so slowly. And you can notice the sun is finally... See this effect happening in the sky with the lighting? The sun is just going down over the... down over the horizon. And that's why you're seeing just... And you notice the moon just came up. And if you look at the moon, it's ever so slowly going upwards over our head right now. Just a little bit, which is really a cool effect. I really like it a lot. Definitely makes you feel like more it's the like being in Middle Earth. No add-ons, Andreas. That was all in-game with the new expansion. There's a lot of stuff that's voiced over in the new stuff. Have they updated reactive as well as like the level 50 quests? No. This is just the new area. No, it's like the new expansion. No, the Milky Way is only visible here in the desert area of Harad, which actually is a true thing in real life. I've only really seen the Milky Way when I'm up in the really high Sierra Nevadas, or if I'm out in the middle of the desert, where there's no city lights. You usually can't really see it unless, you know, unless it's really beautifully dark with no interruptions, right? But there it is. It's glorious. It's beautiful. The sky is still gorgeous everywhere else in Middle-earth, too. I just think it's neat they added the Milky Way idea for here in Harad out in the desert. That is because of light pollution. You are correct, Andreas. That is what I was referring to. You were absolutely right. Or just in Umbar because it's closer to the equator. Yes, it's like, I think it's more of the idea that there's less, you can see it better because it's out in the desert area. And yes, it is closer to the equator, so that would also help with things. All right, here's what's his name. Let's talk to him real fast.
We have finished speaking with the leader of the settlement, the woman, Girhasi.
We have finished speaking with the leader of the settlement, this woman, Geshazi. She possesses wisdom. She will aid us in our mission if she does not. Koltak leaves the rest unsaid. She asked to speak with you. I need not remind you that the secrecy is an advantage, and you should keep hidden the details of our dual purposes. The less you say to her of Asgath or the Belakad, the better. Say only what you must. Perhaps she will volunteer useful information to you without learning anything that might prove detrimental to us or into Umbar. Alright, we'll go in here real quick. Eyes you warily as you approach.
Rahazi speaks highly of the courage you displayed when you faced the Great Bear. For that,
Zollin.
you have my thanks.
Both as the chieftain of the Itari and as a mother. Each are grateful, and you stood alongside Razazi against the terrible beast. While you were gone, the man Belongdor, that name still makes me laugh, told me your group pursued two of the ruling class that betrayed his city. The betrayal must have cut deep to earn the enmity of so many members of the Kindred of the Coins. Where else would you half that body's remaining number pass the Umbari wall at my border in pursuit of them? I deem Belongdor speaks honest words, or at least he believes that he says to be truthful. The dwarf and the half-troll seem more guarded, speak less freely. Which of these voices hold more sway within the Kindred of the Coins, and who do they truly serve? The memories of the Shingani people are long, and we, Ikorban, who live along the river here, have learned to distrust such as they. It will take some proving to unlearn those lessons, even if they and we share a common enemy in the Odak.
I have given the members of your traveling company a number of tasks to complete that will prove their friendship to the Ikorbani.
Speak with them and the village, and you will see what these tasks are, not for the benefits of the Idari alone, but will also serve you well on your mission, our own mission. As for you, Zollin, I would ask you to scout the earnest side of the Crackwade and crossing the Imbarki River by the camp of the Suru to the south. The Odakai fled, and my eyes are getting tired. That way, Win would reclaim the Idari, but they might threaten to return if it is not watched. Alright, and then I got a quest to turn in.
You return from your task. Do you bring evidence of your deeds? If you wish to help us hold Iridir, you should head south to the riverfront.
What quest is right here? It says there's a quest right here on my screen, but I don't see anybody. Interesting. Kill. What's up, Reb? Brian says, I have a level 140 minstrel named Pisalter after the Book of Psalms. Oh, nice. Nice. That's awesome, Brian. It's a great name. Especially because it's a minstrel, right? Telling stories and music. Hello, Reb! Nearly 10K. Like and subscribe, Zollin, to Zollin, folks. Oh, thank you, Cuisine. I know, so close. It's very exciting. Very exciting indeed. A little late, but at least I get to watch a bit. I know, Reb. I know. I was probably gonna finish up here pretty soon. I really need to get some lunch. I'm super hungry. And my eyes are just like getting tired, I can tell. Normally, like, I know when I'm like, when I start, like, I start not fluently reading the storyline or doing the voiceover, I know that's when my eyes are kind of like, okay, we need a break. Oh, man. But, we'll definitely, we'll be doing some more gameplay here, too. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Sunday. Anyone have any questions for me, though? Before we finish up here in a few minutes? I am very excited, though. I gotta say, I do appreciate so much everyone's support. It's been very wonderful, and it's been a blast. It's been a blast so far. I'm very excited to have many more years of content creation. That is the goal. I'm getting to the point where, you know, I'm trying to do this full time right now, and I think at the rate of our growth of the channel, I think I'll be able to do it. So, very excited about that. God willing. But I gotta say thank you again to my Patreons. And speaking of Reb, thank you, Reb, for being a Royal Guardian. Appreciate that. But we're having a blast, and the channel is growing very fast. It's very exciting. You guys are the best. Again, the liking and subscribing, all that free stuff, that helps so much. Sharing the videos, watching the videos, you know, even leaving them on, all that kind of stuff. The watch time, that really adds up. Watching the streams, it's super, super helpful, and I appreciate it greatly. Again, the people that go above and beyond with Patreon or membership or whatever, thank you to everybody there, too. That means so much. And, you know, this is super fun. I love doing this kind of stuff. It's a blast, and I've always have more ideas of things we can do that are fun and video creation. So I've got a bunch of videos already made for you guys that I made this week. So over the next few days, you're going to get a bunch of cool videos, a bunch of LOTRO guides. You get some couple Rise to War. We got a couple. I still want to work on doing some. I'm getting to the point where I'm caught up on some stuff in life where I should be able to start making some lore videos too and stuff. So I've got like all like these creative gears like turning in my head all the time. I'm like, okay, I can make this and this. I have like all these things written down and the suggestions people have given me, and then my own ideas. I'm like prepping things. When will you do Return to Moria? We just did yesterday, 2.5 hour stream. You can go check it out. We did a so usually Saturdays I'll do a Return to Moria stream. And we actually did a group event. We were building a fortress. We'll do more next weekend most likely with that. So if you want to join us in game, just look for the stream. I've been trying to schedule streams 3 or 4 days ahead usually, so you can kind of plan ahead and look for them. If you want to know with alerts, highly recommend you join the Discord. You're right down there. The link is always good on my voiceoftherings.com. It says it right there where you go in the description. But that's the best way to know ahead, because I'll say, here's our schedule for the weekend, right? And I usually post it on community tab too, but YouTube doesn't always do a great job of showing you everything. I mean, that's one of the hardest things, right? Like, I start a live stream, it doesn't show all my subscribers, it only shows parts of them. And then if people like the stream, then it shows it to more of my subscribers. And I feel like that's weird. I feel like you should just show people you're live streaming that are subscribed, but that's how it works. So that's why liking is so important when people join in. I definitely notice a lot more people in my viewers have been taking the time to like a video or like a stream when you get on, even if you only get on for a minute or two. And I appreciate that, because honestly, like, people just joining and not doing a like, it's not the end of the world, right? It's not a big deal, but it really appreciate it when people do, because if you can get up, I notice if I get up the likes to 30 or 40 on a stream in a few hours, it makes a huge difference than having only like 15 likes, which by the way, 15 likes still helps. But I'm just saying it's weird how the algorithm works. I'm trying to learn it. No one's ever really learned the algorithm. Even people that are like massive, huge on YouTube and all these things, they literally make jokes that they still don't understand how the algorithm fully works. But like you can see like patterns and stuff. So again, that's like the work side related of what I do, as in like the part I don't like, trying to figure that stuff out. The part I enjoy is hanging out with you guys and doing voiceovers and Lord of the Rings content. That's the part I enjoy. It's all the side hard work. That's the work part, is editing and all that other stuff I have to do. But again, I enjoy more than I don't enjoy, so that's a good thing. It's always good to be positive in life. But I feel very excited, very blessed with how many people are supporting the channel. So thank you guys. I appreciate that. Yes, it'll be really fun. With the 10K live stream, I'm debating on what we're gonna do. I had a few people make some nice comments that they would like to, like, you know, we could do like some kind of giveaway. They could help you get some stuff in the future of my channel. You know, as it's getting bigger and bigger, you know, and again, as you know, as a content creator, like you don't say everything online, right? Like I appreciate everyone's support, but like, you know, how much money you make, blah blah. You don't say that. No one really cares to know that anyway. But I'm getting to the point where I can, you know, be at a good point, right? As like actually being able to live off it, which is very exciting. Not quite there, but I'm getting there. Thanks to my wonderful, all these people. It really does mean a lot with the consistent. There's like 35 people on Patreon now. That means a lot because it's definitely been helping. But the goal is too that like with the 10K live stream, I'm really excited because I'd love to do like giveaways more and stuff on the channel. So as the channel grows, so we're talking like, you know, God willing, we'll see. But let's say we get to like 50,000 subscribers or something, right, over the next few years. As the point where I'm able to do stuff like that, I will do way more giveaways. That's what I want to do. I would love to be able to do that more often. But so far I've had so many generous people. We've had a bunch of people who have been like, hey, I want to give you this so you can do a giveaway. I've had like 3 or 4 people do that over the last year. So that's been really kind. So I appreciate that. But that's what a lot of people have been, a couple people have made comments that they want to give some stuff so we give a giveaway on the 10K. So that would be fun. I'd like to do that. So I can't promise that right now. So don't get your hopes up too much, but that's one of my hopes. I can do that. I don't know if we'll like give away some like Return to Moria copies or, you know, or something on LOTRO, or I don't know. I'll figure that out. No matter what, we'll have a blast though in the 10K live stream. We'll have fun. I'm debating on what we'll do for the 10K live stream, but we'll do something fun. I'll try to make something special, make it really nice. We could even just have fun hanging out, talking about Lord of the Rings stuff. One of my favorite things to do. So again, it's the public space, it's the internet, so it's really probably not good to say too much on stuff, but I'm almost making like a minimum wage, almost. And you know, maybe in the future, if you know, you get sponsored things and stuff, I don't really know about that yet. Again, I'm learning as I do this, right? Again, a lot of stuff is still new to me. I've got experience now on other areas, like how to make content, how to use YouTube, do videos, all the different social media platforms. Like, there's a lot of stuff in my past, audio engineering I took at college. That's helped me with a lot of my microphone stuff and different things with lighting and cameras. But, you know, we're still learning all the other stuff, right? Things as it comes. I'm basically learning, right? All the time, which is good. It's always good to be learning. But I'm at the point kind of like where Patreon, a lot of my Patreons, which I really appreciate, that is like the very consistent income, right? Because again, some people have to leave and stop and never feel obligated. I don't want people to feel obligated. My goal is that you're having fun and I'm having fun. And if people want to support me on top of that, wonderful, right? But again, watching, liking, and subscribing, all that free stuff, that supports me too, right? So like, as long as you're having fun and you're doing, you know, you do that as a return, liking the video and watching and all that stuff, that helps. That's the great part of YouTube. That's what's great about monetization. So yes, I make money with the monetization too, but there's all these like criterias, and there's a lot of things that are kind of up in the air when it comes to content creation, because like one day, you know, 1 week you'll do really good, right? You do all the same stuff you've been doing, and it's like, and you're like, the algorithm pushes out your videos, you get lots of watch time, because watch time really helps with like how the monetization works. And then, you know, another week you might think, oh, I did this, you know, I had made this great video. You put it out, and then suddenly it's like, it gets like no views. And you might get some of your hardcore regulars, right, that like watch it, and I appreciate that always, you know, get a couple, you know, 50 or something from me right now. That's, you know, probably a lower end now, which is kind of a blessing, because a year ago that would have been the higher end, right? So it's all perspective. Don't forget, it's all perspective, right? Because someone with, you know, it's funny, you'll hear someone with like 3 million subscribers and they'll be like complaining about, oh, you know, things have gone down. But again, it's all perspective, right? Because at that point, they're probably like, you know, they probably are like taking care of family and all this other stuff too, right? It's all perspective, right, to an extent, and like what your circumstances are at the time. But it's like, but again, with the up and down, right, with all that kind of stuff, with the numbers and things. But again, I really do appreciate it though. The Patreon really does. They are the backbone of it, because YouTube's monetization goes like this. Right? And then of course people that do super chats, which are really sweet, right? So those are like little boons, you know, the kind of the little bumps in the what is it, the the money graph, right, on YouTube. But again, YouTube does you know, they take a good little chunk. So the reason why I usually say if you want to support me, the best way is Patreon, because it only takes like a tiny percent, where YouTube takes like 20-30%. And I found out a lot of stuff with like the super chats too, which are a lot of the money on YouTube is because people have been generous with that. That's really been supportive. But one thing is too is a lot of like, I guess they're like considered tips, so they've been taxed on. But I have been hearing that they kind of want to take away tax on tips, which would be great, and that would help YouTubers. So that's a little side note there, but we'll see on that if that even happens. Well, who knows? But yeah, I've always been someone that's like, I've always been a big tipper. My family, like to like, you know, waiters or whoever helps you, because I think it's good. But I definitely think that like, I think taxing tips, I think, is overboard. I think it's like too much taxes. Well, we're not gonna go into that. But anyway, I appreciate everyone's support, and hopefully that gives you a little insight onto the thinking patterns on what I do there. Again, I'm like really open on things, and I love that, and I love to just talk to the community and talk to you guys about things, absolutely. But obviously there's, right, you keep some things private because it's still the internet. Like, you know, I trust you guys, my regular viewers, but anyone can watch this video, right? Like, it's anyone on the internet, it's the whole world. So still there's things like, you know, where I live, I don't say, you know, name things and stuff, details, stuff like that. And again, it's just like, there's certain things you just don't want to do on the internet, right? With like, even like, you don't really want to say your financial this and financial that, right? Again, I could say partial things, right? Like, I feel blessed, I feel, you know, in a good spot. But again, with all the COVID stuff, I'm not quite at a spot yet where I could do this forever full time. I'm doing it full time right now, because I'm hoping to push that growth to get to the point where I can just have fun making content for you guys, and at the same time I could do it full time, right? Because I put in 50 hours a week into the channel, like so much so I've been like tired lately, but I've been enjoying it thoroughly. Don't get me wrong, I'm not like killing myself. I might be a little tired, but I'm enjoying making the content. It's so much fun, right? I really enjoy making it. So it's like, there are things that can be challenging, right? Like setting a certain time and making sure you haven't planned anything else, so you can be there for that stream. And you know, even if something happened the night before and you're tired, like you had to do some event or something, you still got to be there for it, just like any, you know, work or job, right? But again, it's not really like, it's not a painful thing, right? It's super fun, so I feel blessed in that way. So anyway, yeah, that's about it. There you go, little spiel from me. Thanks for listening, guys. I can't believe that 22 of you are so kind to listen to my whole little conversation, my whole little spiel on things. But good questions, good questions. I always appreciate the comments. But again, and join our Discord. Again, you get some bonuses if you're a Patreon, but no obligation there. You can just join our Discord for free too. We have lots of fun. It's the best way to be alerted when we're doing events like Return to Moria or LOTRO or whatever. So, highly recommend. But gosh, I love this sky though. I love just looking at this beautiful sky. I'm gonna move over here so I can see it better. There, just like this. Look at that. It's glorious. Oh. Yeah, it's so cool. But anyway, thanks for listening, guys. I hope you have a great and wonderful day in Middle-earth. And I appreciate the thought and thinking about stuff. And again, I have all these cool things, and it's neat because over the years, I've, my family, a lot of these replicas I have, I was in high school and stuff, and my family got them as like gifts for me over the years, right? Like when my mom would be like, well, what do you want for your birthday? I'm like, I just want one sword. I want this one thing. I was always that kid that so I've been collecting since I was really young with a lot of these replicas. So there's a lot of other things that were like, no, I don't want that newest whatever toy. I just want this replica. That was me when I was little. Or a lot of stuff I got on sale too. I used to be a book. The reason you can see all my books back here normally is I was a bookseller for a few years before I did the content creation at YouTube here. I was at Barnes & Noble being a bookseller, and I really loved it, but I got like 90% sales and stuff. So I was able to get all these books and Lord of the Rings books, which was really cool. It's a really cool benefit of working there. So, very, very cool. What's up? Hello, King. Hello, welcome. And well met indeed. Hello, hello. We were just having a fun little conversation. We were asking how the channel is doing, and it is doing good. It's been fantastic. I've been again, I'll say one more time, the amount of support for the channel has been tremendous, right? And it's been really a blessing to see how many people are just like, yeah, oh, this is so much fun. What a fun community. And that's the goal. I want it to just be really happy and fun for everyone. And I want it to be a really chill place where you can do Lord of the Rings and have fun and get a little recharge for your day or whatever and have a great time. That's always going to be the goal. And also, again, that I'm having fun and you're having fun, right? That's one of my always big goals. My goal is, again, I know we talked a little about like finance stuff. My big thing is I don't want it to ever become a thing where I'm like, oh, I'm just trying to make money. It's like, no, that's not the goal, right? Like the goal is I want it to be a really good community and have fun, and I'm having fun and you're having fun, right? And the hard work stuff I do on the side, it's a blessing if people want to support the channel and do that too on the side, right? Where I can keep doing this full time. Because like where I am right now, in the future, I wouldn't have to be able to do nearly as much if I do have to get another full-time job and just do this on the side. But my goal is, and what it looks like on a positive note, is it's like I don't want to downplay it and I don't want to overplay it, right? I don't want to make people feel like, oh, well, he's totally doing fine. I don't need to support anything. I don't want to say that because I'm not quite at that level. I'm not quite at the level of being able to do this full-time forever. But at the same time, I don't want to say that people aren't supporting, because people clearly are liking, following, subscribing, got a bunch of wonderful Patreons. People clearly are enjoying it too. So really my biggest challenge, just so you guys know, is getting my channel out to other people. That's the biggest challenge. That is like the number one biggest challenge I would tell everyone. So you guys liking, watching the videos and sharing them, leaving comments, all of that helps with the algorithms. That helps tremendously. That's my biggest challenge, because I know there's more people out there that want to join our community, right? And as people are watching free, enjoying the show and the streams, that makes monetization. It's like a win-win snowball effect going down the hill, right? But that's the biggest, hardest thing, is the growing the channel, and that's the challenge. So. But yeah, we're very close to 10K. Yes, very excited, King. We were just talking about that's why we brought it up, because Cuisine actually brought it up too. Very excited. We're so close. We're like 150 people away. I think that's probably manageable in the next week or two, with the amazing support from everybody. So, but yeah, that is my biggest that's the biggest challenge. And again, I'm very, very thankful and feel blessed at where we are right now and how big the channel is being such a young channel. I'm just over 3 years old, right? We're almost at 10,000 subscribers, and that's really exciting to me, right? But that is the biggest challenge. It really comes down to, the community, liking the videos and watching and streams and all that. That really, really, really is the big one, and that's what's kind of hard sometimes too, right? Because again, everyone has lives, everyone has dosomes. Sometimes a bunch of people who normally watch can't watch that week because they have things going on. I totally get it. That's normal, right? And like, I don't like, not going to judge people on that, right? As a content creator, like, I get it, right? And other times it's the algorithm. It just dumps on a video and nobody sees it, right? And I'm like, well, bummer, right? Like, honestly, like, that's just how it goes, right? You can't get mad about it. You just got to keep going, right? That's kind of like, those are like the ups and downs of being a content creator on YouTube or just in any platform in general. Yeah, so. On another side note, I heard some stuff in the past, in the future, that they're thinking about how can they make it where content creators on any platform have the right to keep their, like, subscriber base or their followers or whatever. That would be an interesting thing. Like, some Congress people have been thinking about that, at least in the United States, as like a legislative thing. And that is something I think would be interesting to look into, because I feel like, how do you do it where it's fine, like if you moved, that you can't just like have people's accounts be subscribed to another platform if they're not on it or they don't want to be, right? But like, how do you do that, you know, with numbers? Because like but more like a right thing, right, to keep your so you know, a company, if something goes on, for example, something just, you know, a mistake, and they like cancel your channel, right, or something, it's like you just lose everything, right? Even if it wasn't their fault, you know, there's all these things they're thinking about. It's like very interesting. Yeah, that's a total side note. And just so you guys know, I make that rule that I don't talk about political things on my channel. Just so you guys know. That's just mainly because I want it to be really fun. I want everyone to feel welcome. And yes, I have my views and opinions in life, but we don't need to talk about that here. Too many people use all these video game platforms and stuff now to like talk about things like that. And it's like, why? It's like, we talk about that all the time. It's in everything. We don't need it in this. We need breaks from that, right? I need breaks myself. Yes, I'm an involved person in things, but I'm not going to talk about it here. So again, I put that rule on myself. I always tell people I reserve the right to be able to break it because it's my own rule, but I don't plan on breaking anything like that. That's my own rule put on to my channel because it's my space, my channel, right? But at the same time, I put it on myself too, just so I can have a break myself from that kind of stuff. But anyway, I'm done. There's my little spiel. Anyway, we've been having fun gazing at the galaxy for the last 15 minutes and hearing my little spiel talk. So, Minecraft, thanks for the question. But he was asking basically, is Patreon is the significant part? Yes, it is. It really is. So I appreciate my Patreons. Red for being a Royal Guardian. All the Patreons. So it does help greatly. You guys ever want to help pitch in just a little bit? It really adds up when people just do even the little Patreon level. We have like 25 people at a little Patreon level, and like that adds up really quick, right? You know, a couple dollars each, it adds up, and now it's like, oh, look I'm actually making a little bit to support, you know, food and things like that, keeping the lights on, all that kind of stuff is important. All right, anyway, I'm done. Sorry. I mean, I shouldn't. Sorry, it's my stream. I can say whatever I want, but. It's just, I don't usually go into all this stuff, but you guys brought it up. All right. Anyway, my friends, thank you so much. Have a great and wonderful day in Middle Earth. I'll see you on the next episodes of Voice of the Rings. Have a great, wonderful rest of your Sunday. I hope you have a happy, fun Sunday, and stay happy. And again, thank you for liking and subscribing. And again, never feel obligated to have to support in any way. That's not the point of my whole talk here. That was just to answer some questions and kind of where I'm at. If you guys support in that way with monetization, wonderful, you're amazing. Don't feel obligated. And if you're someone who supports me for a little while and then you can't, and because of something happens in life, don't feel like you have to just disappear. Like that, you can still come in. It's totally fine. I'm never gonna like judge someone because like you're like, oh, you stopped being my Patreon. I'm not gonna do that. Okay. So just so you guys know, just a side note. But I greatly appreciate that, though. Thank you so much, especially people who've been doing it consistently for months and months now. Appreciate that so much. Anyway, thank you for liking and subscribing. I'll have a great day in Middle Earth, and I'm your hosting guy, Zollin Ironshield, here on Voice of the Rings. I'm at your service and your families. And I will see you in the next episodes of Voice of the Rings, my friends. Stay happy. Yes, you're welcome, Reb, for the stream. You're welcome, guys. You guys have a great day, too. Thank you, Minecraft. Link, yep, Investigation, King. Thank you, guys. Stay happy, and I'm going to go have a nice, relaxing rest of my Sunday, have some lunch, and apparently my mom got some cool Christmas thing we're going to go pick up. But I can't say any more in case my sister's watching the stream, because it's a surprise. All right. See you guys. I've got some great family members that support the channel too, as in they watch stuff, which I appreciate. Not many people could say your own family watches your videos and streams, but they do. So that's really sweet. All right. See you guys.